Hello and welcome to Sacred Lotus Yoga. I'm Sarah and I'll be your guide for this gentle hatha sequence where we'll focus our awareness on alleviating tightness and improving flexibility in our hips and hamstrings. Together, we'll work towards creating a deep opening by encouraging these notoriously tight muscles to soften and release, providing a long-lasting sense of ease and comfort. We'll start today's practice sitting towards the back of our mat in hero pose. Knees together, sitting the hips heavy towards the heels. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears and drop them heavy down your back. Begin to close the eyes as you draw your awareness into the room. Drawing your awareness onto the mat and into your body. Notice the breath. Notice each inhale as it enters the body, and each exhale as it softly leaves. Begin to walk your hands forward on the mat and rest your forehead down into our first pose, into child's pose. Arms are stretched forward, hips are heavy towards the heels. If you'd like to take the pose a little bit deeper, you can always come up onto the fingers. Stretching the arms out forward, finding a deeper opening down through the sides of the body. Lengthening through the spine, creating some space into the hips. And we'll release, gently begin to look up towards the hands. We'll hover ourselves forward into tabletop. Set yourself up, walk your wrists in line under the shoulders, extend the right leg towards the back of the room, and we'll step the foot in between both hands into a low lunge. Coming up onto our fingertips, we'll drop our hips down and forward, creating more space for the hips, and we'll begin to hinge the hips towards the back of the room as we straighten through the right leg, peel the toes back towards the face into half splits, folding over the leg, getting deeper into the hamstring. We'll begin to sit back towards the mat, hips come heavy, lengthen through the spine, and we'll come into a fold. Walking the hands forward, hinging forward from the hips. We softly fold over the right leg, only to where you begin to feel a deep opening through the right hamstring, keeping the toes flexed, relaxing the muscles in your back. And we'll begin to draw the hands back towards you. We'll take a twist. We'll bring our left hand to the outside of the right leg. We'll sweep our right hand behind us as we begin to look over the right shoulder, twisting from the belly, sitting up nice and tall on the inhale, twisting deeper on the exhale. Gently release, coming back out of the pose. We'll begin to walk our body forward, coming back into our low lunge. Setting ourselves up once again, knee in line over ankle, and we'll take a twist from here. So we're going to plant our left hand to the inside of the right foot, and we'll extend our right hand towards the back of the room. Option to stay here or to take it a little bit deeper. You can take hold of the back leg as you begin to kick the foot into the hand to draw your chest open a little bit deeper. Looking towards the back foot, hips are heavy, getting a nice quad stretch, getting a deep opening through the chest. Inhale. And on an exhale, we'll softly release. We'll heel toe the right foot over towards the right side of the mat, setting ourselves up for lizard pose. Keeping our knee in line over the ankle, option to stay high up on the hands, or if it's okay for you, option to come down onto the elbows into full lizard. Breathing deep into the hips. With each exhale, finding more space, finding more comfort in the body. Inhale and exhale. Can you soften anywhere a little bit more? And we'll gently begin to release. Coming back up onto the hands, we'll heel toe the right foot over towards the left side of the mat. We'll drop our right knee down onto the mat, right foot stays flexed as we drop our hips into pigeon. Quite a tight hip opener. It's when you go to where you feel you can. Staying high up on the fingers to begin with, find length through the spine, and if it's okay to you, you can always come down onto the forearms, or if you like, you can always rest the hands one on top of the other, resting the forehead down towards the hands as we soften through our hips. Trying to keep the hips level so we're not collapsing toward the right side. Getting a nice opening through the quad, right down deep into the right hip flexor. Stay with your breath. Inhale fully. And exhale fully. We'll gently release, walk the hands back up. Coming high up onto the fingers, and from here we're going to bring our right leg back to meet the left, back into our tabletop. We'll set ourselves up once again, wrists in line under our shoulders, and we'll begin to extend our left leg towards the back of the room, drawing it up towards the top of the mat into our low lunge on the next side. Create plenty of space between both legs, coming high up on the fingers as we drop our hips forward and down. Find softness through the hips. Beginning to send the hips towards the back of the mat, coming high up on the fingers, straighten through the left leg, getting a nice hamstring stretch on the left side of the body. Folding over the leg. Untuck the toes, we'll begin to send the hips back down heavy onto the mat. Flexing through the left foot. Sitting up nice and tall to begin with, and we'll walk our hands forward, finding our forward fold. Notice how this side of the body feels from the last. Notice any change, and find some softness. Inhale and exhale. We'll gently release the hands back towards the body. We'll take our right hand to the outside of the left leg as we sweep our left hand behind us, sitting up nice and tall to the spine, looking over the left shoulder, finding that twist through the belly, and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Can you twist a little bit deeper? And exhale, we gently release, coming back through center. We're going to send the hips back high, coming back into our low lunge. Taking our twist from here. Plant our right hand to the inside of the left foot. Extend the left hand towards the back of the mat. Looking over the left shoulder. Option to stay here, or option to take hold of the back foot if you can. Pressing the foot into the hand to create a deeper opening through the chest. Getting deeper into the quads, deeper into the hips. Inhale and exhale. We gently release the grip of the back leg. Bring your hand to the inside of the left foot as we heel toe the left foot over towards the corner of the mat, creating loads of space for the shoulders. We make our way into lizard pose, maybe staying high on the hands or coming down onto the forearms, sinking deeper into our hips. Connect with your breath, noticing how this side of the body feels from the last. Noticing what you notice. Slowing down the breath, softening through the body. We'll gently come back up onto our hands, creating space through the spine. We'll begin to heel toe the left foot over towards the right side of the mat as we drop down onto our knee, setting ourselves up for pigeon. Walk the hands out in front of you, lift and lengthen through the spine to begin with. Option to stay here, high up on the fingers. Option to come down onto the hands, or option to come down onto the forearms. Maybe if you want to go to the deepest variation, you can rest the forehead down onto the hands and sink heavy into the hips. Wherever you are, whichever variation you're in, find your breath. See with each exhale if you can sink a little bit deeper. If you can find more ease, more comfort, more depth. Inhale and exhale. Just noticing how this side of the body feels from the last. And we'll gently begin to come out of the pose, planting both hands on the mat. We'll gently begin to step our left leg to meet the right. And from here, we'll come into a wide-legged child's pose. Bring our big toes to touch, setting our knees as wide as the mat, and resting our forehead down towards the mat. Arms extend long away from us. Our hips are heavy. And we're resting down. Gently coming out of our child's pose, sweep the arms back towards the body. We'll softly close our knees, rest our hands down onto our knees. Bring your hands into prayer, close the eyes, drop your shoulders heavy. We thank ourselves for making it on our mat today, and we thank each other for sharing our space together. Namaste.